Hello everyone, and welcome to Stream of Consciousness, a little side variety show I have going on, because unfortunately, not every video I make can be a 30-hour long essay on the philosophy of God and gnomes. I'll be trying my best to work on my other projects and other video essays as often as I can, and just do these little quick, flash in a pan, itsy bitsy bits of things on the side. So, without further ado, let's think of a topic to do for today and talk about. It's going to be very quick for you guys to hear, because I'm just going to cut out the part where I'm just thinking to myself. Anyway. What are my politics? Well, what are my politics is kind of like the question, what is anime? In that, the more you find out and learn about the thing you want to learn about, then the more you end up realizing that you actually know jack all and kind of just want to stare disassociating at the ceiling for half an hour. Which is to say, I don't fully know, but I can still take a stab at it. And I would at least say, for the time being, I am a leftist, or at the very least, leftist/left of centre at the very least. I am relatively agnostic in terms of economic knowledge. However, socially speaking, I very much align with the internet left on many situations. My main creative inspirations even are the likes of Philosophy Tube, Abigail Thorne, Super Eye Patch Wolf, who may or may not be a leftist but is a fan of Sean, so I guess he gets honorary left-of-centre coolness points. In the spirit of being #balanced though, I will actually mention two right-wing/right-of-centre content creators I do enjoy. As I've called this series Stream of Consciousness, that is a reference to Stream of Consciousness, the variety show / Stream of Consciousness, that is done by one Sunburned Albino. I know, this is mostly British people listening, I'm assuming, so albino, maybe. I'll have to update my stationery sometime. He's a pretty interesting guy. I don't agree on all of his points. One of his abortion videos especially kind of raised a mild number of eyebrows with the states' rights argument, and I'm actually quite proud of one particular interaction I had with a bloke in the comments of that video. So, that was interesting. Fun times. I wasn't expecting a dude with a Pepe Frog avatar to actually be so surprisingly civil, even though they were advocating for things I disagree with, to put it mildly. All in all, Sunburned Albino, does mostly Let's Plays and streams, which I'm not hugely into, but whatever, it's cool. I'm especially into his boss rankings and waifu rankings of video game characters, especially in story-based games. Those are pretty cool, and yeah, all around good stuff. And now from right of centre, we're going to talk about Shadowversity, the other content creator I said I'd talk about. He's an interesting character. He's a social and, to my knowledge anyway, fiscal conservative. And I got into him through finding his Fantasy Rearmed series, wherein he takes his HEMA knowledge to discuss and analyse, how would that work in real life? Like, what sorts of weapons and armour would be most beneficial for different fantasy races, angels and four-armed people and centaurs and all that cool stuff. I especially liked his video on giants, which, mild spoiler alert from that video, you know how David beat Goliath with a sling? Let's just say if Goliath brought a sling to that battle, then things might have gone differently. Hardy ha ha. Interesting content. He mostly keeps things apolitical on his main channel, but it is a mild shame that his entire idea of what the left looks like appears to be, well, not even appears to be, literally constructed by Steven Crowder and Sarcad of a Cad, Carl Gonov Schmidt. Living anti-feminist strawman Sargon of Akkad / Carl Benjamin is his name. Steve and Carl have been repeatedly and thoroughly and almost borderline erotically debunked far more often by sharper minds than mine on the internet, but I will link a couple of interesting videos as to explain why, in summary, neither of them are particularly savoury individuals, to put it mildly. I will be a little kind, however. One time I actually had a mini debate with a ethical capitalist friend of mine on Facebook, so don't worry, I'm not going to say y'all don't exist. When I say the right, I'm not just talking about closet fascists in suits. It's a sliding scale. You get your ethical capitalists, you get your less ethical capitalists, you get your brunch liberals, you get your Tumblr liberals, you get your libertarians. Ayn Rand is libertarian, right? The two best videos I've seen on cancel culture, oddly enough, are kind of the shortest ones out there. The ones by The Storyteller, or David Akinola. Unfortunately, he's very difficult to find purely through search bar alone on YouTube, much to my annoyance. But basically, I type in Operation Black Steel, follow to that guy. He does interesting videos on a black British lens and videos analysing the Boondocks. He also has a video game demo in the works, which looks awesome. And also made an interesting 9-minute, very informative video, as opposed to the hour-and-a-half long, pity parties out there by certain people. And aside from him, I also very much like Lil Bill, who is also a smaller lefty YouTuber on the scene, also a Christian. And that's gonna do it for this episode, because I have a couple other random things I want to talk about, but bye then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please follow the social media handles showing up on screen for Birdcage, where you can see trailers, teasers, and other interesting content. The Collective, a podcast series run by a couple friends of mine. You can find them over on Anchor and Spotify. Their YouTube also has a couple interesting interviews with authors like Rin Chapeko and Natanya Barron. I'm looking forward to your thoughts, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to stay notified.